Welcome to today's episode of the Matched Betting Chronicles. And today I just want to go over some of the bad advice from many of the matched betting gurus. Now, it's well known and accepted among matched bettors that Boyles doesn't last very long. Newbies do the welcome offer, then the reload offer every weekend for about 3 weeks, and then they're surprised when they're gubbed. The other more experienced match bettors say, don't worry, that happened to us too. Boyles only lasts about 3 weeks. Hope you smash their offers for every penny. Don't worry about it, as apart from their weekend offer, they don't really have much else going for them. And frankly, guys, this is just really bad advice. I've got an account with Boyles, and it's still going strong 2 years later. Now, I'm pretty sure I know why it only lasts 3 weeks for most people. So, traditionally, Boyles had a risk-free bet offer every weekend on one of the top Premier League games. For example, bet 10 quid on the Liverpool and Chelsea game and get refunded up to 10 quid if your bet loses. Now that's fantastic, right? Because you can punt the bet, and if you win, you're in profit. If you lose, you're going to be refunded £10 as a free bet. And you're going to be able to retain most of that by laying it off. So you're only going to be 1 or 2 quid down on that offer if you lose. But now they've started doing something called epic odds, which in my opinion is even better. And this is an old page, but this is a good example of it. When Chelsea played Man United, this was the promotion here. Epic odds, Chelsea to win 2/1, which is decimal odds of 3, or Man United to win at decimal odds of 8. So you can back a team to win on the game of the day for much better odds, up to 10 quid. For example, I think Chelsea, with most bookmakers, they were about 1.5. But here on Boyles, you can back them for decimal odds of 3, which is fantastic. And you could lay that off for about 8 quid profit, and I'll just show you. So yeah, you can only do up to 10 quid, back odds of 3. Let's just say the lay odds were up to 1.65. They might have even been lower that day. I think they were lower. But let's just say this to be conservative, and you can see if we lay £18.18, we're in profit for £8.18, and that's fantastic for like a minute's work. Anyway, let's talk about why so many people get gubbed in just 3 weeks. So you complete the welcome offer, bet £10, get £20. You then don't use Boyles until the weekend when they have like one of these special offers, yeah? If it was a risk-free bet, you'd have a punt and you'd only log in again if you lose to put the free bet on something that you can lay off on the exchange for good profit. Well, basically, this is the equivalent of going into a pub, asking to sample a few different ales to help you choose, what you're going to order. And then, after having about, 10 samples of the ales, you decide you want to order tap water. You haven't actually spent any money with Boyles, and that's the point. The purpose of these kind of promos is to lure customers into the website so that they spend money on other things and maybe play the casino. So for Boyles, this is a loss leader. They're going to have so many people betting on these epic odds. And whether they win or lose these bets, Boyles will be making a loss regardless, as these are nowhere near the true odds. And Boyles hopes to offset this loss against the money people will spend on other things. So if they can see that 3 weeks running you're only interested in this kind of special offer, then frankly they don't want you as a customer. Now, a lot of people, when they first start out, will think, so what? They're only good for this weekend offer, so it doesn't matter if I'm gubbed. Well, that's only half true. Boyles do not tend to have much offers, and their odds are often not that competitive. So, if we go into a big football game, for example, let's have a look. So, Arsenal versus West Ham here, and we can see that Boyles, oh, it's actually improved a bit. They're on 3.5 for the draw, but some bookies have them at 3.6. Betfred, Unibet's got 3.6. Betfred, and on West Ham, they're very low, 3.2, and a lot of bookies have it 3.25 or 3.3. But despite their low odds on the other two outcomes, they don't have the best odds for Arsenal. You can see that Betfair has them for 2.2 and Novibet at 2.2. So for football, they don't tend to be that competitive. Certainly not on the main odds. And if we go into horse racing, what I usually find is that Boyles, they're not bad for the outsiders, but they don't tend to be that good for the other horses. So let's have a look at this race. So there's 10 runners in this race, and you can clearly see that Boyles, have lower odds. Yeah, they don't have any of the best odds on the first 4 horses. On the 5th horse, Lindwall, they're not bad. They're up there with the best, 19. And then you just see they don't have any of the best odds. But usually some of these outsiders, they will be matching the other bookies. So you can get a good price on the outsiders. The other disadvantage of Boyles, they don't seem to have a reward system. There's no bet club, and say for example we go back to the football. Betfair Sportsbook, they seem to reward you. They throw in loyalty bets. So if you do bet with them, you're going to get some loyalty bets, whereas Boyles, you're not going to get that. So yeah, I can see why some people are not bothered about losing their Boyles account. But as you become more advanced with match betting, there are so many other advanced strategies you can employ to make money, and you may regret losing some of these accounts. If you sign up with a matched betting service, of course they want you to make good money initially to justify the subscription fee. It's new people that are going to have the most doubts about whether they should be paying for the subscription, so they want them to make as much profit from the welcome offers and the early reloads as possible. But really, guys, it's better to look after your accounts in case you need them in the future. So you can always hammer them later if you get to be an advanced match better and you're still not using some of these accounts. Then yeah, go for it. I'm not saying don't do the Boyles special offers. These epic odds, it's a great offer. And yeah, you can do them. But what I'm saying is you do need to do some other things on the accounts. You can't just do this on its own, otherwise you're going to get gubbed. And maybe, you can go for an extra place race, put some bets on extra places, but just take less of, don't take the highest implied odds, otherwise, it's too obvious what you're doing. And I myself have found the Boyles accounts to be very useful occasionally. Not as often as the big bookies like Sky and William Hill, obviously, but for some of the more advanced stuff that I do, my Boyles account has allowed me to do it easier than it would have been without it. And that's why I had to make this video, as it drives me crazy seeing all this bad advice about just smashing Boyles for every penny. If you're just starting match betting, guys, please tread carefully with Boyles and look after them. Thanks for listening, and take care.